Welcome to our lab on Packet Tracer. And in this lab, we're going to go through quite a few different topics actually. We might have to split up into a series of videos, but first what we're going to do is download and install Packet Tracer. It's actually quite a little bit tricky with installation. Cisco makes it a little bit hard for us, but don't worry, I'll explain to you what Packet Tracer is and why we're using it, but we're just telling you what the plan is for today. Download and install Packet Tracer, and I'll give you a little bit of tour of it. But what is it? What is Packet Tracer and why are we using it in this lab? Packet Tracer is an application developed by Cisco. Cisco, they have certifications and they have their own training. They built it's more of a emulator. It emulates a network environment. It's not even really virtualized. It's just like emulates. So you can run it on Mac, Linux, and Windows 10. But what you do is and I'll show you a little bit later on, but we don't run actual operating systems or actual devices on it, but it kind of like pretends to. It's great for testing. It's great for learning. It's great for seeing how things flow. That's why it's called Packet Tracer. We can trace the packets as they go through a network. It doesn't match the real world exactly, but it gives you a really good learning curve, really an excellent tool in finding out how things work. With if you ever want to do Cisco certifications, the Cisco devices in Packet Tracer actually they're the same commands. Great tool for learning Cisco topics. So I think this is the type of demonstration where it's better to go through and talk about it instead of go through it with actions instead of just talking about it. So let's go ahead and do it. No more talking. Let's start walking. So what we need to do now, downloading is tricky. You need to set up a Cisco Net Academy ID. So that's the web page, netacad.com/Cisco-Packet Tracer. You need to log in, or if you don't have a login, you create one, you sign in. I have one already. So I'm going to just enter my details there. Just pause for a sec, so I'll enter it secretly. So once I've entered it, I should get this page. Now, by the time that you watch this video, it could change the procedure for downloading Packet Tracer. Cisco changes it all the time. So as of just on 2025, which is January 25, this is how we logged in and it worked. But last year it was different. Okay, so just try your best. Come to your instructor, to your teacher, and we'll be able to assist you here. But at the moment, this is the way to log in. So Packet Tracer, logged into the web page. I put my username and password, and now I'm going to scroll down, and it's really, really tough to find. But basically, you actually need to enroll in a course to be able to use Packet Tracer. And click Start Learning there, and getting started with Cisco Packet Tracer. So it's one of these things where having a step-by-step instructions is probably not going to work, right? Just got to go with it. Got to go with the flow. You have to use all your resources at your disposal. This is your self-learning, self-development. But there'll be, because I've done this already, there's resume course, but for you there would be enroll in course. So I click on enroll course, and then you get access to install Packet Tracer. It is really weird. If you really can't get this, whatever you try doesn't work, reach out to us. We'll get you a copy. I've got one on the cloud, I've got one on Google Drive. If you need it, just reach out to me or your instructor. So then we've got these three options. We have Windows, Ubuntu, Mac OS. For the Mac OS users, come back for another episode. We'll go through this via Mac, but at the moment we're going to do this through Windows. I'm on a Windows machine, so we'll do that and then download it, and it will download. It says about a minute. I've got a fast connection, so less than a minute for me. It might take longer for you depending on your internet connection. I'm running this in a virtualized machine, and the reason is I have Packet Tracer on my a host machine that's set up really nicely the way I like it. So I don't want to mess around with that. So I'm creating a virtual machine. I think that's actually a good idea. You should set up your virtual machines and you can save them to a USB drive or wherever you like. But yeah, we'll just wait for that to finish. By the way, with the Mac OS, it's really easy. You just download it and you download the .dmg file, drag the packet tracer icon to the applications folder, but we'll go through it anyway together. I do have Mac. I think they're great machines, as I mentioned, as I always say, but we'll set up another video for that. All right, so just click on next for everything. Just keep going next. Next. There's nothing really you have to consider here. Hopefully won't take too long. Once you log in, once you launch this, you'll need to log in with the credentials that you created to get Net Academy in the first place. And I'll show you which one, because they've got the wrong way to do it and the right way to do it, and I'm not sure what Cisco is doing here. But it's a great tool. Make no mistake, this is a brilliant tool. It's a great way to learn networking, and also, yeah, just next to anything, by the way. Yeah, and learn a bit networking, and you can learn some Cisco commands if you want to do your CCNA or anything like that. You can use that to train. If you ever do advanced Cisco networking, you probably need some other tools, but this is a great start. All right, so I'm going to minimize that, and yep, I'm going to allow access to the firewall, because if you don't, allow access to public and private, because if you don't, you won't be able to log in. It'll block you. So it's really strict, really strange. So this is the login area. Now, I forget which one is which, to be honest. They're always changing it, but I'm not sure what this error is, but just cancel that. Maybe I accidentally clicked it twice, but that should be okay. I think it's skills for all. It says I've logged in. Yeah, so click on skills for all and they'll get you to this area. It's very tricky, and it'll probably change, and you'll probably have some issues on your system. Just keep trying and keep pushing hard and try to get through this. But we're here to help. Hopefully you won't run into the same issues or have any issues, but there's always something that comes up. But something that comes up but can be easily fixed by just persevering. So please don't stress, not a big issue. All right, let's do a tour of our packet tracer. I'll only give you a brief one. Down here, so down here, we've got some things that we can select just down here. We can select computers, like devices. They're not Windows machines, but you can try and make believe. You can pretend to use these as Windows machines. I'll show you in a minute what that means. We've got our routers and our switches, our servers, got some firewalls there. We can simulate cloud files, so much things we can do here. So we can simulate that. Now, if you want to select computers, for example, you click on the computer down here and you select PC or laptop, doesn't really matter which one, and you drag the computer over there. Okay, then an example, you go back to the network devices, go down and select switch, down bottom left if you're following it along, and choose, in my experience, choosing which switch is going to be the less, yeah, the 2960 switch, and you get another computer, and you go to this electrical symbol, which is a connector. Connects it like it's like a cable. Click on that, so you can select that and automatically select connect to the switch to the computers. These computers are now networked. They are networked together, and we can perform so many different tasks and activities, and we're going to do quite a bit actually of this area. But that's the workspace there. That's the device types, panel bottom left, toolbar. We can do things like you can write stuff. My first lab, just there. If you want to, you can do shapes. It's not the easiest, but you can do a shape like that and fill it. It's really it's a little bit weird, right? Control Z. Let's try. I'm going to try that again. And then you can delete stuff by clicking the X button. Going to delete that. Yep. Delete that. Going to delete that one. Going to try again with that circle thingy. There we go. And that's good for segmenting the networks. So you can. This might be one segment of a network. There might be another segment to another network. Then. So that's that. That's just a bit of artistic work. But then there's a simulation mode. So down here, bottom right, there's real time, which means the devices act in real time. But we can go into simulation mode. We can simulate how the traffic is passing from one place to another. And there'll be an exercise in the second video where we're going to do that. So just if you could just stick around for that. Then there is the fast forward button. So if you're doing something, you can actually fast forward and push whatever it is that you're doing. Maybe you're sending traffic from one computer to another. You can press the fast forward just to make it quick. So it's really quite a few things. I can go into the computer itself and open it up and have a look at it. Try to get rid of this thing. It's a bit. Oops. This thing's getting a bit annoying. Oh, there it is. All right, so that's out of the way. I'll get rid of that one. Yep. So yep. Now I'm going to click into that computer, and it looks like a computer, right? If I go into desktop, it's not really a desktop, but I've got a command prompt here, like the old command prompt. If you look at my command prompt, see there? This is my computer. This is the host that I'm using. It looks very similar, doesn't it? So you can simulate, you know. I do dir for directory. You can do the same there. It does the same command there. So you can do some things there. You can change the IP configuration. We're going to do that. We're going to change the IP, and you can simulate a web browser. It doesn't connect to the web, but it can simulate that. You can do TFTP. We can do emails, pretend emails, not real ones. You can connect telnet. Just so much. It's just a huge, a lot of stuff going on here. If you go on the top left, you go to File. You can actually go to File, and you can click on Open Samples. You want to save the network? I'm going to say no. I'm not going to save this. And then I can open some networking. And I've got some networking labs that they've got, that are all networking things that I can go through. Okay, so that's the first step. In the next video, we're going to build, well, you know what? We're going to leave this as it is. I'm just going to delete this thing here because it's getting on my nerves. I'll get rid of that because that's annoying. So we've got a network up and running. And in this next episode, I'm going to do some networking between each other. So I'll set them up with IP addresses, and then we'll simulate a traffic flow, and we can do some more cool things with that. So thank you for watching this video. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next episode. Until then, see you soon. Take care.